Now, ANC staff representatives have dismissed claims that all employees have been paid their outstanding salaries. This comes as the ANC Treasurer General Paul Mashatile says the party has finally paid all outstanding staff salaries up to the end of January. Now, the staff says the stayaway continues, and Nehawu, of course, the union is threatening court action. Let's speak to Mandla Qwane who's an ANC member as well as an employee. Mandla, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Now, the dispute, in fact, you dispute as the workers that all salaries have been paid despite what we're seeing on the public domain. What is still outstanding?
Good evening, Bongiwe, and good evening to your viewers. And thank you for giving us this chance to clarify just the matter as you have put it. Bongiwe, let's put it into context. The ANC has indeed paid the outstanding salaries, including the areas that come as far as last year. And we must also indicate to you that from all the ANC employees that are under the payroll of the Treasurer General, only 11 comrades have not received their salaries. And these 11 comrades, they are part of the group that you will remember the Treasurer General had agreed with provinces that provinces will take care of the comrades who are in the various provinces but are under the employ of the ANC National. Now, these are comrades from the Free State Province, 6 comrades from the Free State Province, and then it is 1 comrade from the Western Cape and the remainder from the Northwest. And these are comrades that were supposed to have been paid by their provinces as per the agreement between the Treasurer General and the provinces. And our view is that we will not accept a situation where some of our workers are still faced with the challenge of non-payment of salaries, and we go and say all is well and therefore we must celebrate. And it is against that background that we have said we will be going back to work. But as part of our conditions of going back to work, it is a speedy resolve of the matter of the 11 comrades whose salaries have not paid. And that is us saying that we are prepared to go to work, but speedily resolve the issue of the few comrades whose salaries have not been paid.
I've got a few questions arising from what you're saying, but first let's start with clarity. You're saying that everyone at Luthuli House has been paid, it's only the provinces?
Everyone in Luthuli House who is under the employ of the Treasurer General has been paid, except for those comrades who are also in the payroll of the Treasurer General. But there has been an agreement since the challenges of finances in the ANC. There's been an agreement between the Treasurer General and the provinces that these comrades will be taken care of by the provinces.
Yeah. All right, let's then go to the provinces then. How many people are affected by this non-payment of salaries in the Free State? You say Free State, Western Cape and the Northwest.
Correct. It is 1 person in the Western Cape. It is 6 comrades in the Free State Province, and it is the 4 from the Northwest Province.
So in total,
there has
11.
Been 11, yes. There are engagements. We met with the management of the ANC to discuss the matter, and there's been a commitment from the management that this matter is being resolved. There's continuous engagement with the various provinces. Now, Northwest, I highlighted financial challenges, but they are on top of the matter. They are trying by all means to pay the comrades that they have not been paid. Comrades in the Free State, there's been some sort of an instability in terms of them getting their salaries. This month they will get it, and the following month they will not get it. And that has been the situation with the comrades in the Free State. But engagements that we had with the management, we agreed that we need to get closer to the situation in the Free State, because seemingly something beyond the issue of paying a salary is happening between our comrades in the Free State and the current leadership in the Free State. And that is why we said we really need to get closer, because there's been continuous promises from the leadership in the Free State that this matter is being resolved, but we never see the actual resolve of the matter.
Mandla, you say something beyond the payment of salaries is at play in the Free State. What do you mean?
Look, what I'm trying to say is that it can't be that consistently and continuously the leadership of the province promises to resolve the matter and then disappear, and our own comrades continue to suffer. It could be that the leadership in the province is deliberately not paying these salaries for reasons known to themselves, or seriously something else is happening, because we really can't comprehend with the fact that the leadership can promise the Treasurer General that they will pay the salaries, promise ourselves as the staff representatives that they will pay the salaries, but they find it simple not to do it.
So, Mandla, you say that you have resolved as the workers at Luthuli House to go back to work, but you're going to be keeping a close eye on the situation that is unfolding in the three provinces that you've just mentioned to us.
We said on condition.
Yes, I was going to ask you there. Pardon me, let me just finish this question. And you say
Sure.
that this is subject to the payments that need to be made of salaries to these 11 people that you talk about. Does this then mean that the stairway continues until these salaries have been paid?
Correct. That's what it means.
All right.
It means we've agreed with the leadership that there needs to be a resolve of the 11, the issue of the 11 comrades. And soon as that is done, we are back at work, because amongst other things, we have taken a decision as workers that we need to go back to work. We need to urgently go back to work, because there are key important matters that the movement is faced with, and we must be actively involved in trying to make sure that those programs and projects do carry on as expected.
I can't help but ask you, what programs are these that are prompting you to go back to work?
This includes issues relating to regional and provincial conferences that have been put on hold because there is no one to facilitate the administrative work in preparation of those conferences, and all other activities that are planned for the year by the African National Congress, coming from the statement of the NEC as a program of the year.
I wonder, in your view as the workers, do you think the pressure that was put by Nehawu saying that it's going to go to court, as well as the stairway by the workers, have anything to do with the accelerated rate at which the salaries were paid, as well, to ensure that you paid up to the end of January at Luthuli House?
Look, it can be nothing else but the pressure that we have put as workers. But remember, our matter does not only relate to salaries. There are other issues that have not yet been resolved, and we're in the process of continuous engagement with the leadership of the ANC. This includes the non-payment of the Provident Fund. This includes a process towards an organizational design, which includes the organogram that we have agreed needed to be implemented, needed to be changed, needed to meet the standardized levels in terms of the market price, in terms of what all workers in the country are expected to be getting according to what they're employed for. Now, these are matters that we are in continuous engagement with the leadership. At a minimum level, we have agreed that the payment of salaries is enough for now for us to go back to work. But it doesn't mean that the matters that we are engaged in with the leadership of the ANC have been resolved in their entirety, and therefore it's all gloom.
I wonder, Mandla, as the workers, as you go back to work, because we also saw during this process talk of a Section 189 process that may need to be, put underway in order to ensure that the ANC is able to afford its salary bill as well as some of its own expenses. You're going back to work, and we haven't really heard much about the possibility of some of the members you lead possibly losing their jobs. I wonder, as you go back to work, where does this lead, the talk of the Section 189 process? Is it something that could still happen?
There is no such a discussion between ourselves and the employer. There is no formal decision about that. taken by the formal structures of the movement. In this case, it will be the National Executive Committee or the NWC or even the officials. No such a decision has been taken by the ANC. And it would be wrong for anyone, including myself, to venture into that debate or into that discussion, because that does not exist.
But Mandla, as much as a decision has not been taken, there have been reports that have also suggested that some have started this conversation around this possibility of a Section 189. You think of Times Live, for example. It quoted some sources that it says have said that this was a conversation. It may not necessarily be a discussion or, in fact, a decision. It was a conversation that may have been had in the NEC if those reports are correct. And I also spoke to Pule Mabe last week, who was talking about, he was saying that he's not even going to say that a decision has been made in this matter, but this has been something that has been talked about, to say that they need to look at the salary bill and see if they're able to afford it, and also some of its own expenses. There have been reports in this particular regard. So my question is, should that conversation arise, are the workers prepared for the possibility of a Section 189 process? Mandla? All right, it looks like we lost Mandla there at the crux of trying to get some clarity on whether or not some of the members may be prepared. Is he back? I do understand that he is back, as I'm being told there that we do have Mandla. Mandla, I was saying that as much as there hasn't been a decision, but there have been reports that have suggested that, there are conversations around this particular process possibly being put into play. Now you're going back to work. I wonder, should a Section 189 process come into full swing, are the workers prepared for this?
Look, it is ill-discipline for anyone to try and bring their conversations with their friends to a process of the ANC that we have been engaged in as far as June coming to this moment. If friends had a moment and they were discussing what they think should be the solution, it should not be granted a platform as if it's a formal group. I'm saying this because the moment we start to entertain these rumors, it means we are welcoming them to be the facts or to be the truth. And that is why we are saying at this stage, there is no conversation between ourselves as workers and our employer and the ANC that talks about the retrenchment of workers. We have agreed with the national officials of the ANC that there are various solutions that we must look at that will resolve the issue of challenges, of financial challenges that affect in the main the workers of the ANC. And that was never in the table. It was never put on the table as one of the possible solutions. And it has never come, even in our own discussions with the management, it has not come. And it does not come in the discussions of the NEC. And hence I'm saying it was ill-discipline for anyone to take their views and present them on behalf of the ANC as a view from the NEC. It's just ill-discipline, and we must not even entertain that because it is wrong.
All right, Mandla, thank you so much for your time. We'll continue to see and keep tabs on the developments of the story, because you say that 3 provinces, Free State has 6 people who haven't been paid, the Western Cape 1, as well as the Northwest 4, which brings into total the number 11, the number of workers that the ANC workers, in fact, the ANC staff are saying that they are waiting for them to be paid before they actually resume any duties. That was Mandla Qwane, an ANC member as well as employee.